Good afternoon, teachers. I want to take a second to go over Technology Project 1 with you. This is Google Classrooms. And at the top of it, it just tells you a little bit about the fact that over the last 15 years, I've been teaching learning management systems to students. And I've used everything from blogs, which is how I initially got interested in technology. I was a high school English teacher in 2004 and went to a conference, technology conference, ISTE or site, I can't remember which one, it's not important, it was out in Arizona. And at that time I was a graduate student, and if you worked the registration desk, then you could get a discounted price for your attendance. And while I was working at the registration desk, one of the guys who was working with me was telling me about his presentation. I was there to make a presentation, and he was telling me about his, and his was on blogs. And at the time, I was in the PhD program at the University of Tennessee, and they were using a program called Blackboard, which I loved Blackboard. I was a high school teacher who thought, boy, I would love to have Blackboard in my classroom, but of course, nobody had any sort of technology like that at the time. In K-12, we were still keeping our grades. We didn't even have Infinite Campus or any other type of online gradebook. We were still keeping our grades and the old red grade books. But this guy told me about blogs, and I started looking at them, and I figured out, hey, I could use this blog to make a course management system with it, a learning management system with it, and I did. And that really got me interested in technology, and I actually ended up doing my dissertation on the use of blogs in the high school classroom. But as it says at the top here, I use a lot of tools, Microsoft Publisher, Google Sites, Wikis, Weebly, just a lot of different tools that were free to teachers. And that was the key, was that I wanted them to be free, because access is the #1 barrier to integration in technology. And the benefits of using learning management systems, well, obviously now we're in a little different, have a little different paradigm than we did then and do normally because of the pandemic and non-traditional instruction. But the traditional benefits are, one, being able to expand the time and space associated with a classroom so that you can communicate with students outside of the classroom and with parents. And that's key, or guardians, is that we want to build relationships, establish relationships, maintain relationships, and having a form of communication outside of the classroom, because parents aren't there, is very beneficial. Let me just go over some of the benefits of learning management systems, and then I'll get more into this assignment. So benefits include, for the teacher, organization. So I was one of those teachers, had the stack of papers on the corner of my desk, and if a student came in who was absent and said, what did I miss? I went over to the stack that was crisscrossed over there. You probably remember teachers having this, and I pulled off what we had done yesterday, what the leftover handouts I had, and handed them what we had done. And that was all fine and dandy, unless they had missed, a couple of, a week or so, 10 days or days, over a period of time. And then I was like, well, it's a little bit more of a struggle, or maybe they missed, Tuesday and they were here on Wednesday, but then they missed Thursday and Friday, but they didn't get the work and they came back the following Tuesday. It gets more complicated. Nonetheless, by having a course management system, all of your information is in one place. You can put links to all of your presentations, all of the documents you're going to hand out, and that way you don't have to go looking for them. You don't have to try to remember what you did. And next year when you get ready to do teacher class again, it's all already there. That's going to help you. It's also going to help the kid, like my son, okay, who is ADHD, and on Friday when the papers were sent home, they were all in a ball in the bottom of his backpack. I remember when he was in elementary school, or the kid like me who got the paper that you handed out and folded it up, put it in their back pocket, and walked out of the room, and by the time they got home, it was nowhere to be found. Or the kids that you see whose books look like it's they're eating paper. There's just hundreds of papers sticking out of their book where they just shove their papers into the book like it's exploding papers. Okay, those kids who can't find their work, okay, it's organized for them. They go home, they always know it's there. Or even if they're not home, if they're maybe they're homeless, and you know, this night they're at their aunt's, and the next night they're at their grandmother's. Okay, they always have access to it because it's always online. Or like, you know, my daughter, the one time that she had lost something, I called, you know, another parent on the, you know, the phone tree or whatever it was to try to find, and couldn't get anyone to answer. I can go and find that work. It's also beneficial for kids who are sick. So if they're sick, not only do you have it organized for when they come back, but also if maybe they just, you know, sprain their ankle and they can't walk around, but they could do their work. Well, they can go and access it so that they don't come back to school behind. So there's lots of benefits associated with having this technology online. Or not having technology, but having your lessons online. It's all right there. So for this assignment, those are just a few of them. And normally we would be going over this in class. I would be talking about it. So I want to try to not make this video too long. So for part one of this assignment, what you're going to do is you're going to create a Google Classroom. I've included videos. I've got some from just YouTube, teachers showing you how to do it. I also have included resources from Jefferson County's digital network learning channel. And so, you know, those resources are there for you. You're going to create a Google Classroom. What I would like for you on that Google Classroom to do is to find some content to teach, and you can achieve all of the things under that to-do list related to that content. So let's say that I was going to teach the Odyssey. I was going to teach conflict. The standard would be, you know, conflict in a between characters in a or theme in a epic play. I could have a video that I could embed in there. I could have a PDF that I could embed in there about the Odyssey. I could have a handout. I could have a reminder about the Odyssey. All of them would be related to that one assignment. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. That's what's under part one. Okay, part two, there is no way for me to be able to access your Google Classroom to grade it. Last semester, I tried to have students set up a new Google Gmail account, all with the same password, and then they were going to share their Gmail account with me, and I would sign in. Well, now Google has it set up where they're going to send you a text message to make sure you're the right person, and so it circumvented my attempt to, you know, I thought I was so clever having them do this, but they blocked me. So there's no way for me to go and see your Google Classroom. So what you're going to do is using Screencastify or some other technology, you're going to just take a screen capture just like I'm doing right now, where you're going to show me, and this is where I am right here on part two, you're going to show me all of that. You've just essentially go down this list of to do and show me where everything is. You're going to put that on YouTube and you're going to share it with me by accessing the Google document at the top of Moodle. And then the third part, okay, you're going to create your own Google document and you're going to write a reflection about this assignment. You're going to tell me what the primary benefits of using that LMS in your classroom are. You're going to tell me what connections do you see to TPAC and the use of Google Classrooms. You're going to tell me what SAMR level Google Classroom would meet, and then what ISTE standards are met by it, and then you're going to submit that Google document to me on Moodle. So that is Technology Project 1. The due date is on the syllabus, and if you have any question, there's a link on Moodle this week that you can ask me. I hope everybody's well, and I will talk to you soon.